I give up on things pretty fast. Do you have any advice on how to overcome this weakness? Yeah. So the way to follow through with a goal is to set a deadline date and tell everybody about it. Now, most people give up on their New Year's resolutions by the third week of January. They give up because they did not set a deadline date, and they didn't vocalize it either. And so I humbly recommend setting a deadline date for yourself for all of your goals and vocalize it. Tell people about it. Like, for example, years ago, I was writing my first book called 101 Crucial Lessons They Don't Teach you in Business School. And I vocalized it. And I told my family, friends, etc. And every time I'd see my family, they'd be like, how's that book coming along? How's your book coming along? And if you want a good laugh, do a search on the TV show Family Guy and book. It's funny. Seth MacFarlane's hysterical. But I told people about it. And then eventually I said, okay, I'm going to get it done by the end of this year. So you vocalize it, you set a deadline date, and it happens. And you have to write down your goals if you want to be successful. You know, back in 1970, and some people say what I'm about to tell you is an urban legend, meaning not true, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Back in 1950, the graduating class of Yale University was asked, how many of you have written down your goals? And back then in 1950, that graduating class, only 3% had written down their goals. Then 20 years later, they went back to that same class in the year 1970, 2 years before I was born. 20 years later, they went back to that class in 1970, and they calculated the net worth of all the students that graduated 20 years earlier. And the net worth of the 3% of people that had written down their goals was greater than the other 97% combined. And so the bottom line is you have to write down your goals often. And I actually have a daily scheduler for you. You can download for free from my website that will help you map out each day. The web address is as follows: haroonventures.com/ all lowercase schedule. All lowercase schedule. And in my MBA degree program, I have a much higher end premium version of that works on PDF, PowerPoint, etc. You said it's a weakness, being inconsistent. Maybe it's not a weakness. Maybe whatever it is you're doing, you're not passionate about. And subconsciously, maybe your brain is telling you you weren't meant to be doing what it is you're doing right now. So how do you know what your passion is in life? Well, if I told you that for the next 30 days, you're not allowed to work, you're not allowed to go to school, and you're not allowed to travel, what would you do with your time? Whatever it is you would do, that's your passion. It should be your career, no matter what anybody tells you. Follow your heart, and this will work much, much better. I promise you.